These are two ponds are there here. And I'm trying to take it to the next stage. All these years I never got to work at this level on a water body. So now we made one tapering edge first, so that the plants that occur on the edge of these streams and water bodies, and those that occur underneath the water, all native species. So this is one of the cryptocorain. Then this is one new species I got in the dirty waters actually. That botanical name and all I forgot right now. Then I'm trying out about 10 species I'm trying out here. Whatever I observed in nature, when I go to this stream ecology and all, I find great interest in long years. Now I got to observe intensely what all happens in these wetlands and the borders of these streams and stream borders, and then paddy field weeds. That is basically valley bottom residents and stream side residents. Then this caladium I found, it has come from from South America or somewhere, brought by Portuguese and all some 500 years back. And it's gone native. So you will find it in west coast, in farm borders and stream sides and all. In undisturbed forest is not there, but it's now gone native. So we'll have to accept it as a native, and we can get along using it in our native biodiversity garden. So this is a naturalized invasive for 400-500 years, well established. And this is that colocasia that also does well in partial water. That is 1 inch water is there here. I'm trying them out one by one to see how they perform. This that tapering edge appears to be successful so far, that part, because we put some stones, and then I couldn't get good quality mud in Bangalore, lake mud. So whatever was available inside the pond itself, good amount of organic stuff was accumulated, dead leaves and all, for many years now. All that we gathered up and put it on that those rocks. Rocks also, no cement rocks. You have to get native local rocks, and then you put a lot of them on the ground level and taper it up, and then can add some sand, and then some of that decomposing material and all that in between, and add some more stones and some more sand and some more of that muddy stuff. And if you can get a good quality, this one is nice. Lake bed mud from a pond where pollution hasn't happened. From there, one can collect the mud. It will immediately improve that water quality and all, make it more natural and conducive. Then this, of course, this Ludwigia does very well where in any water and underwater, partial submergence, and then even completely at the edge and all, it can survive. Very versatile weedy plant, which is available in all kind of drains. Drain means not Bangalore's jet black drains, but somewhat polluted drains. In the small towns and all, they don't have much pollution. And this also does well in the edge of water bodies with little sandy substrate. So I tried it out, it's survived. So one by one I am adding the species. Entella asiatica, that Ludwigia I have added, then this one I added, and then 2 types of dark colocasia, and then some half a dozen grasses. This is that, it's called chape hulu. They used to make mats with it. It's available in the stream sides and paddy field edges and all that. That also does well. It's settled quite nicely. Then this is that reed. This one, full grown one is there. I'll show after that. I shouldn't fall into the pond while walking on this edge. And this is one of that cypress family, bigger member. Then this is one of that grass reed. This one. Then this bacopa mandarin also does well. This is very hardy and versatile. Available everywhere. Then couple of these Commelina I added. This Commelina is a very fascinating species. Some 1,000 of them are there. Evolved to occupy various niches. So some of them can live in this kind of. This is all the algae that is gathered inside. I collected and added it to the base. This is that Laganendra that also does well. Then Bringraj. Bringraj doesn't survive waterlogging. However, at the edge of a water body, it can survive. So I'm trying it out. Probably I have to add a little more mud here to give it a little semi. I mean, just allow the base to peep out of the water. Some more are there, which I'm that Ipome aquatic also does well in this kind of place. This is Hygrophilia. It's that Negin mull. It's a paddy field weed. Very nice flowers, but vicious thorns. Then this is that reed once again. Laganendra also comes very well in this. You can put it in a pot and keep it in the water also. It comes well. Another 7 or 8 species are there that I will have to show separately. This is that aquatica. Ipome aquatica does very well. It's edible also. So it can't survive underwater, but at the edge of the water it survives very well. And if it is quite a nutritious water like this one, because the old pond with fish and green pond for long years, sucks up all the extra nutrients, and then you get nice lush leaves like this, juicy leaves that can be eaten, edible. This is one of that, this also does very well. This is that, what is that species called? Polygonum. Polygonum also, quite a few polygonums are there. This one has that red kind of pinkish flowers. This is a reed. This also does well. But better keep it in a pot, because otherwise it becomes unruly and spreads too much also. That's one problem with this. This species, I don't know from where it has come. Looks nice, but I'm not sure if it's native or not. I'm just trying out native plants what are grown in the paddy field weeds and all, and to see how they perform. These are all doing quite well, nicely underwater. This is that Alternanthera sessile. It's edible, Hongone soft variety. This grows very well in paddy field situations. So underwater, actually, I put this one small pot and it's doing quite well. It's come up and looking happy. Then one more species of that same group, this botanical name I forgot. This one does very well in the water, at the edge of water and outside the water. Extremely nice one. It may be an invasive. The same one I have grown underwater also here, along with this Laganendra. It's doing very well. This is a good plant, that Alternanthera family only, but some other member. I've done separate videos of that plant. Very nice plant. There also I created one niche around that pot. So this is an ongoing thing, emergent situation. Day by day new things happen. Only Bangalore fish I could not get. I saw so many streams, not a single fish. And here and there one stream there was some fish, it was just guppies, nothing else. So surrounding I think 40-50 kilometers streams are finished around Bangalore. Many of these plants are very common if you go a little bit into interior Karnataka on water body edges and lake beds and all, you find this very attractive grass. This is one of the reedy things actually. That it's a thin needle type of leaves. It looks very nice also. So I put the whole pot under the water to see how it performs. It's all right, doing well. Then I added some fish also to see who can perform. I couldn't get any local fish, so I put goldfish, black molly. Some of these species can do very well in this kind of hardish water of Bangalore, boreal water and all. Then gouramis survived well. They are there. Catfish, I couldn't get any nice local catfish here. So that's a bit about my water body. The surrounding, I made some nice niche here for all birds and all that to have their nests and all. So it looks wild, but actually this is what little birds prefer. If you want nice birds and all to come and occupy and nest and all in your biodiversity garden, you have to provide these jungly niches. It looks untidy and all, but nature is, to our orderly, people are used to orderly landscaping and all, it does look chaotic and all. But in reality there is order. There, for example, some 10 species are there. There's one old supporter tree is there. On that the Dioscorias climbed up. Then Amrutaballi, the Tinospora cordifolia, all those creepers. Then this one is the tree is actually the Toroxylum indicum, Shonaka. And then hibiscus is there, that local hibiscus, that one, that jungly hibiscus. So new, and Shatavari, some 20-30 species will be, after a while, they may come to their own arrangement, fighting for sunlight and all, and it forms a dense green wall. Every square inch of sunlight these plants will try to capture, and so you can see that end to end it's covered, all the sunlight is mopped up. And inside the garden very nice ambience is created, because all these vertical spaces, they all breathe, and usually what I found, the humidity level inside my garden, biodiversity garden, is about 10 to 15% outside our compound. So the humidity is more, moisture and all. Temperature is 2 to 3 degrees less round the year, because of all this vertical space and all. And so many niches get created, lot of birds will come, and then if you have many species, they all operate on different cycles. So different flowers will flower at different parts of the year. So around the year something or other is flowering. So bees and butterflies and birds, wide variety of insects will be available to the birds. That nutrient profile what they get, that will be very diverse and nice. So healthy little baby birds are born. And then from these kind of gardens, the plants, all these native species first settle down. Then they make lot of children and all, and then those little birds will fly out and occupy other niches inside the surrounding area. So in my personal experience, if area has one nice biodiversity garden of this Fukuoka type, where lot of things will be happening eventually, and then so birds and all come, they'll drop the seeds what they eat. So those species which they want for their survival, they would have swallowed here and there as in their diet, and then when they come to rest here, they drop the seeds. So those species also start occurring. Then so the food availability of these native birds increases dramatically, and then the population, if they were going to have 2 eggs, they'll have 3 or 4, like that, and then they can go and occupy these excess critters that are formed here, frogs and birds and all kind of things, bats also. They can then go out and reoccupy the places from there they were driven out by invasives and development and this and that. So if you have one good garden, surrounding 10, 15, 20 kilometers are impacted by the presence of one good biodiversity garden, because the surrounding areas biodiversity increases automatically. By wind pollination and all these, many of the plants escape and start breeding, and birds take stuff out. So in my opinion, every city outskirts should be surrounded by these biodiversity gardens, different ones of different sizes. That will eventually help to re-establish the natural order of that area. And this also increases all that, whatever the groundwater, under the soil life, the mycorrhizae and all, and multiple niches can be created. This is that ginger, mango, ginger, banana, vegetables, all kind of things. So that's a bit about biodiversity garden based on my understanding of Masanobu Fukuoka. For every decision I consider the basic principles what that great man put out in his books.